This podcast is recorded at the Zone Gym studio.
You're listening to the Raw Reality Podcast hosted by Tori Story and Fit with Lily. Hello.
I feel like there's some not nervous, but like weird energy right now, personally for me.
I'm just tired,
Yes.
but also highly strung because I've had an oxy shred and
You know when
I've
you're
had two
like
flights.
really tired, but then all of a sudden you get a burst of energy, and that burst of energy is kind of like delusion.
But
that's how I feel.
I'm like jittery.
Oh, that's because you had caffeine.
Well, I didn't. I had a non-stim one and I feel just like off. I think because I like had very minimal sleep. I think I had like 4 hours.
That's going to do it
Two
too.
flights. Yeah, I just feel like.
I hate 2 flights.
Yeah, but after this I have acupuncture, so it's all right. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But what's up?
What is
happening?
up? This is basically a catch up between us
No,
two.
it literally is.
Because sometimes I don't know. I'm like, I know she does Acro and I know she has something coming up and that's about it.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
Yeah.
Probably not anything else.
Actually, a few things. Got my period.
Yes, like.
Was getting stressed. I think the last time we recorded, I hadn't got it.
Yeah.
So I got to like day 58 and I was like, come on. And like, honestly, it could have waited one more day because it came on comp day. And I was like, I don't think I've ever had my period on a comp day besides when I first ever got my period at 16.
I swear your period knows when to not get it, so it gets it then.
Yeah, I swear. But grateful I got it. And I actually was like freaking out about it because I was like, oh, like 60-day cycle again. But to be honest, looking at my flow, like it's consistent 60 days.
It is.
So like at least we're getting
Something
every 2 months,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm currently just like, okay, like let's just assume it's going to be every 2 months now and not like it's never coming.
Yeah.
But I've got acupuncture after this, as I mentioned. So I haven't seen her for ages. I've seen her like once or twice since I moved. So hopefully that'll just give the body a little reset. I'm on like a very structured supplement regime from Tia with all her, honestly, all the supplements I'm on, you can literally buy on her website, which we've spoken about with her before and we'll be speaking about in an upcoming series.
Yeah.
But like her hormone balance, healthy skin, and then like a specific gut powder, and then her new gut cleanse one I'm on, which I think is really helping.
Oh, shit, she messaged me about that. I forgot to reply.
Yeah, you need it.
I can't do, like, is it a gut cleanse? Like, what does that mean?
No, it's not going to like cleanse you out. It's just like to support your gut.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I thought I was thinking like juices and
No,
supplement for food. And I was like, I can't do that
It's
right now,
just
so I
this
forgot
powder
about it.
at nighttime and 2 supplements.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
anyways, keep going.
So on that, I've also started tracking my calories again.
Yes.
And honestly, after 1 week, I already feel like less inflamed.
Yeah.
And just like adjusting. I kind of started last week, but like, what's the word? Like eased into it. And this week I've been tracking. Probably could still be eating more, but then equally just want to feel good, like leading into Germany and Poland.
I think it just helps you more so with accountability, making sure, one, you're eating enough, but also eating good foods, because when you're tracking it, you're actively thinking, oh, I'm putting it into it, not just like mindlessly eating.
And I'm not going to like go into my calories here, but I will go into that with you later.
Okay.
But yeah, feeling good. And we are currently 5 weeks out from Germany, which is freaking wild.
Crazy scenes.
Getting excited, getting nervous, all the things. Considering we also learned a new routine like 2 weeks ago.
So you're competing that routine there?
Yeah.
Are you competing that routine this weekend?
Yes.
Next weekend?
Yeah. So
I'm going to be the first one to see it.
Yes.
Yay!
You would be. We've also upgraded a few skills. So it's like, it's all happening. And like, because we've had, usually leading up to like a massive comp, we have like a 6-week stint, like a 6-week, what do we call it? 6-week lead up of programming. But because everything's just like, this cycle's just awkward timing. We've never done like a 2 comp tour before. So it's like, you're trying to prep for that. But then we've had state trials and states next weekend. So then you kind of have to work up, taper, have the comp, work up again, taper again, have the comp. And
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Why, and I feel like maybe other people think this, why do you taper for like a routine? Because you know how like you're not like trying to run your fastest or jump your highest. So yes, you want to feel recovered, but equally like you can hit the routine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why?
So like say this week we're leading into states.
Yes.
So states isn't like big for us. Like we're just going for the pressure experience. Yeah. So we won't taper too much, but this week we'll start to really pick up because we're doing like a 5-week prep for Germany. So like in that 5-week prep, it's usually 6, but we're doing 5. So it'll get to the point where we're doing double routines with ankle weights, strength in between skills, and like making it as hard as fucking possible. So then the week and a bit out, we start to taper off and drop back to like single routines only.
Oh, I'm thinking you're not even doing the routines.
No. It's not like an athletics taper where they like to train once.
Yes, that's
so
what
like
I'm thinking.
we still train 20 hours a week. We still do all our conditioning, but the conditioning drops.
Yeah.
And you kind of really push until like, I can't remember what I did for it. I think maybe like the week out or a few days out, and we like really push, and then we have the 2 travel days. Yeah. So by the time you get there, you're feeling really fresh.
That makes so much sense. I'm following.
Yeah. So yeah, it's starting to like really pick up, and like our stamina is just like not there. It's not there in one specific routine. And last night was chaos.
It's more so you can tell by then when you're trying to do like the dance portion, and it's just like you're not hitting it as hard as you can.
I didn't send you this. Let me read you our conditioning, because even Jackson said, why so many sets? And if Jackson's saying that, that's a lot, because you know what he's like. He's always like, you don't train that hard. 6 sets of 10 handstand push-ups, 3 sets of 10 chin-ups, 5 sets of 20 kilo plate jumps, 5 sets of 10 barbell clean and presses, 5 sets of 12 leg lifts, 2-minute handstand holds on the wall, 2 sets of 50 tuck jumps.
Right. So they are going for that endurance. We're not talking about strength. We're talking about endurance.
So we're doing that in between skills and routines, and then we get half an hour to finish it at the end.
That's disgusting.
And I finished it 2 days ago, and every other day this week, no one's finished it. Like, it's just like, to add that onto our program is a lot. Yeah. Anyway, other than that, feeling good. There's been like a lot of emotions in terms of like, basically, I don't know if I mentioned this, but like Worlds has potentially been pushed back, but it's not locked in yet, so we don't know. Obviously, like me committing to be in Melbourne for 12 months was like a big deal in itself. Now with that potentially being longer, it's like scary. And more so because like I have a life here, I have a partner, we have a business. Like that is also, you know, I'm at a point where I'm not 18 anymore and Acro is my whole life. Like I have life outside of Acro, which has made it like really nice to go back to, because when I'm at training, I'm training, but outside of it, I'm lifing, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else I feel like is in that stage where I used to be of like, Acro is just everything.
Just life, yeah.
And so, yeah, I've just been trying to process a lot of things, and like I cannot tell you like every single day my head's in a different place. Like one day, and like it'll happen 4 times in one day. Like one day I'll be like at training, oh yeah, fuck yeah, like I could do this the whole time, like go through, like absolutely loving it. And then, I don't know, I might finish training, get home and be like, no, I think I'm happy if I was to just do like 6 months. Like, and I just constantly go through this battle, and I think that's just like how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, oh, Christina put this really beautiful thing on her story the other day. I can't remember how she worded it, but basically like along the lines of having, like I can't currently have both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's obviously going to have to come to the point of like choosing one, and hopefully like fingers crossed somehow magically it all aligns. And I'm just trying to be like, that's not now's problem because I'm focusing on Germany.
100%. I don't think when you don't have an answer, you're just playing with the unknown. So right now you're just making up the unknown. You're going to keep making it worse until you have the answer. And the date of Worlds
is like not in my control.
That's what it is. So it's like you literally do not even try and think about it until it comes up, which is so hard. And after Germany, because that's your first proper travel comp too. So it's like you might feel complete after that, or that might light a fire in you and you don't know.
So I'm like, let's just focus on that. And like, it's interesting because obviously I've gone back to Acro, and yes, I've been to Worlds. Yes, I've been to the World Cup. But this time around, like such in a different position mentally and physically. I'm also like, you know, our coaches, there's a lot of kids going overseas for the first time. And when you're going for the first time, it's all about experience, seeing, you know, what the world has to offer, and just like getting the experience and like taking it all in. Whereas I'm like, I've been there, I've done it. I'm not going to just get experience. Like I'm going to do my absolute best with the goal to podium. Sure, if it doesn't happen, that is okay. But like, I'm not going to go there with not having that goal, if that makes sense. Like I'm doing this for the purpose, and I'm not going to base this whole period of going back to Acro off what I succeed or what I don't succeed. But like that's the goal.
Yeah.
And just enjoying every process along the way. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a journey, and like it's already flown. I've been there for nearly 5 months now, which is crazy.
That's correct. 5 months?
Mm-hmm. Or 4 months.
February, March, April, 3.5.
Next month will be 5.
Yeah. Either way, it's gone so fast.
Yep. And yeah, now we have like comp this weekend and then Germany. So it's going really, really quick. And then we also had like Cooper Chapman, who owns the Good Human Factory. I got him in with our kids last night and like all our athletes, because obviously leading up to a massive comp, there's so much pressure. But a lot of our younger kids are putting so much pressure on themselves. Like it's not even coming from our coaches or anyone but themselves, especially the younger ones. And it's just that like perfectionism and just how much like as an athlete, like your mindset is everything. And I think having 6 years away from the sport, working on that myself outside of being an athlete, and then going back and being like, honestly, like mental health and mindset as an athlete is, I'm going to say like 70% of being an athlete. Like if you don't
make you or break you.
Yeah. If you don't have that mental capacity of like pushing yourself, taking responsibility, listening to your coach, like all these little things that Cooper was speaking about in our workshop, like you don't have what it takes to be an athlete. Like you can have all the talent, but if you don't have that mental, it's not going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's just, so interesting. But all in all, doing well. There's so much working behind the scenes, and I'm so close to announcing it.
Yeah, actually, it's
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, my cousin voice messaged me. She's like, I have been trying to wrap my head around what Tori's doing. Can you please just tell me? She's like, I've gone through all of, I don't even want to give like, I'm not going to give any clues, but she's like, I've gone through all of this and all of through this. And she's like, I'm lost. Yeah. I have no idea. She's like, she's not going on a reality TV show for like love because she has Jackson. So I'm confused. I'm like, and I told her, she was like, oh, that makes sense.
A lot of people have guessed it, but then equally a lot of people are like, what the fuck is going on?
As soon as people know, they're going to be like, right, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's like 2 weeks until it's all announced, and you guys will get the full rundown. It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. Like I'm having meetings left, right, and center with like the entire team.
Which is crazy because like to me, I'm like, why? Like,
no, I know.
You know
same.
what I mean?
And then they'll message me like, can you jump on a meeting with this after this shoot? Can you meet with them? And then can you do? I'm like,
for what?
Like it just keeps going. Like PR this, and then you like when you're working with a team, or a company, I should say, you don't realize like as a business owner, you're like, I know what it takes, but then you have like a company that's been around for 10 years. You're like, wait, what?
And we thought for our reboot, we're like, oh, we've done so much. Like, no, not even close.
Crazy. But
anyways,
super excited. And like, I'm sorry for like teasing you and bringing you along, but like, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be worth it. So exciting.
But that's my updates.
Nice. Yep. We're up to speed. I actually like don't remember when we updated last on what I said, but prep to go straight away is really good. Very chill at the moment. However, my body weight's just like, she went down, and she's gone back up. So that's really fun. And it's completely fun. Like the scale weight doesn't really affect me too much mentally at all, but it's just like such a good reminder to know that like I am nearly 5 weeks in. So I'm 100% 4 weeks in, and my calories have dropped by over 1,000. I've implemented cardio in steps and haven't missed one day. And my weight has only dropped 1.5 kilos. So it's like, and that at the very start was literally only like water retention and bloating. It drops like 500 grams the first night and 1 kilo then in a month. And then people expect that overnight when they've started a challenge for like 3 days. And then they go out on the weekend, have an off meal, and they're like, my weight's not dropping. What am I doing? I'm like, it takes time. And I don't think people realize how long things actually take. So I'm just like reminding myself of that too. But my calories have dropped actually like decently fast, considering, just to get things moving, or else we'll start to run behind. And then when I get closer, I know I have like more refeed days and things like that. Last year, a month out of comp, I stopped cardio anyway. So things are kind of already like definitely already hungry, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
It's literally that thing like we spoke about last week, how people like you don't build muscle in a day. So what things are you going to lose weight? And it's like we were talking about this the other day, and I'm just going to relate it to Acro because that's my life right now. But, and the same for you, like you've started prep, and sometimes whether you're in prep or you're just on a weight loss journey, like the day you start, you're like, I want to see results right now.
Yeah.
But like for prep, like you're aiming to be at your absolute peak in 24 weeks. Yeah. And like same as me, like for me leading up to Worlds, our coaches are like, we do not expect you to be hitting routines, hitting every skill right now because you're a year out from peak position. Like Germany and Poland is like experience, we want to do well, but that's not like the end goal of the season. So it's like having that patience and being able to be like, I am not going to, like, I don't want to peak now because then I can't peak when I'm meant to peak. So it's going to take time. And I think that's where people go wrong the most is like trying to rush it and expect it straight away.
And even just like trying to drop calories I'm kind of contradicting myself, but trying to drop calories and push cardio too soon. So it's like I started at 3,000. So it's like I had a fair bit of wiggle room, and then I have a coach that give me refeeds and stuff, where some people just drop and then they just never do refeeds and never do it properly. So it's like that's not going to work at all.
It's like trusting your coach, but trusting the process, because like at the end of the day, you always like somehow like it just always works out, even if in the moment you're like, oh, I'm not dropping weight, and then like a week later you'll be like, oh.
And I reckon I'm about to get my period in 3 days. So I'm like, that's also the reasoning behind it. And I'm also feel pale at the moment. So that's also a reason behind it.
Winter, it's got to go. I better get a good tan in Dubai. Let me tell you that much.
Literally, I have a fake tan booked tonight.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, I just.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's going really well at the moment. And then we also finally got accepted for a house, which I don't know if I said.
I don't think you did.
I said I was looking or we're in the works, so not even mentioning it.
I don't even think you mentioned it.
Wow, crazy. Well, tables are turned. I think a week later we got accepted. I think I just didn't want to put it out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, one of our friends had to break their lease because they were moving in with their partner. And instead of them putting it on the market, they're like, can you guys just take over it? And we're like, absolutely. Because if you live in the Gold Coast, you know how hard the rental market is. So we took over the lease and we moved in like a week and 2 days, which is just, oh my God. I can't even, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to have so much more time. Even this morning, I was like having to pack my bag, then come back, and then I was like, fuck, I left like my laptop charger there, and then blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is just a nightmare, and I can't wait to be in one spot rather than just being like, oh, what are you doing tonight? Come here, let's do this. I'm like, nah, like I'm over it. So excited. We're starting house shopping. Cade is like, he's like a you.
Yeah,
so organized.
I see that.
He told me, well, he didn't tell me, we're in the bed and he was like, can you please start writing a list for everything we need in the house? He's like, I'm going to go through it on ChatGPT now and you just like write down what we need. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, it's like 2 weeks away. He's like, would you rather move in with nothing or move in organized? I'm like, okay, yeah, got it. It's literally like office, power boards, pens, desk, like so much stuff. I was like, this is wild. Then he's going on ChatGPT, putting in photos of the house and saying, can you please design this room?
Yeah,
for
have
this?
we come to a conclusion of what the house will look like?
I think so. He's very minimalistic. Yeah. But I was like, I need some color because like I feel like my energy just like needs that. So I'm just waiting back on like a couch. But I think like personally, I need to move into a place to then decide what I need.
Yeah.
I can't visually see something.
I mean, there's things you need, like the dishwasher, washing machine, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, in terms of decor and like furniture, you kind of want to be in it.
Yeah.
And like figure it out.
100%.
Yeah.
We're also so lucky. The girl that lived there is leaving a lot of her furniture, which is wild because she's moving in with her partner. She's like, I don't need it. I can't be bothered selling it. I wish I had that much money to never be like, I'm not going to sell it.
We will.
We will. So she's leaving it a lot for us there. So we just literally need like a couch and our bed. Which is so amazing. And she even left like cutlery, pans, like everything. I was like, holy, a knife set. So we're pretty much set. And we're like trying to buy nicer things, which is like, that's gone against everything I know. I'm like, let's go to Kmart. He's like, Lily, we're not going to Kmart. Like we need to buy it once and buy it properly. And I was like, this kettle is so expensive. It's like $100. And he was like,
ones?
That's $200. Yeah. And we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
I mean, like it's worth it.
I know.
Because they last a long time. And you're not planning on moving out. Like,
exactly.
You know,
and we'll like take that with us everywhere. Yeah. And he was like, it's either a $40 kettle that you have to rebuy every year or you get this one that lasts you 10 years.
Well, even the kettle you bought that we have now, I'm pretty sure it's got mold in it. And it's had mold for a while.
Do agree.
Like when you look inside, it doesn't look great.
No, you don't look inside. You just boil and pour.
But then also when you boil water, it gets rid of bacteria.
See, that's my thought process. So I'm like, it's actually fine. Also, our dishwasher needs some help. Jackson and I have tried, but it's not cleaning properly. Anyways, we've even put it on with nothing in it.
Oh, I was saying maybe it needs to.
Yeah, we've tried. Something. Then he pulled glass out of it the other day and didn't help. But anyways, so that's a whole process, and it's gonna be pretty full on because I go to Melbourne next Saturday, Sunday, land home at 9:30, and I move the next day. So it's gonna be a lot. But I'm just like, get me in, get me sorted, get me settled, and I am ready to go.
Slay.
Ziggy's not gonna be happy. He's not gonna have an Auntie Lily or a mum. He's gonna be so rattled.
Although I heard what you did yesterday. Jackson was on the phone with me last night. He was like, for fuck's sake.
No, this was a miscommunication. I do agree that I maybe didn't listen 100%, but he didn't directly tell me to my face. He was just mumbling in the air. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened from my point of view. Jackson leaves at like 8 a.m. and Ziggy's not eating his food at the moment. He's getting too many treats and not eating his food.
Yes,
so
and then he scratches on the cupboard because he knows his treats are in the cupboard.
Exactly. So we've decided Jackson was like, he's not eating and he's not having his beef. He put the beef in the fridge. He's like, he's only allowed a treat once he's eaten his turkey. I thought Jackson meant like he didn't have any food on the ground besides the biscuits, which is always there. So I'm like, maybe he's just like taking the food away so the temptation's there, so he knows at dinner he has to eat his turkey or else he's going to be hungry for the day. So I thought when Jackson got home he was just going to put his turkey out because he already had some breakfast, and then apparently I was meant to give him the turkey
Before a treat,
but then I didn't end up giving him any turkey at all the whole day and just gave him a treat before I left because he just looked so sad. And then tell you why I gave him the treat, because I was like, fuck, like Jackson didn't feed him all day. I'm like, he's going to be so hungry. So I was like, I'll just give him the treat time over an hour before Jackson gets home. That's why. And then Jackson texted me saying, what do you eat today? I'm like, a treat. He was so
everything
mad at
he
me.
wasn't meant to have.
Yeah, and I was like, I starved your poor dog to death.
But it was the conversation of like, what did I tell you when I left? And you replied, and he's like, try again.
Yeah.
And then you say it, and he's like, good luck, Boston.
Yeah, and then what else did he say? He was like, oh, yeah, I can see how you don't listen to
males. I know you have a hard time listening to males. I was pissing myself.
Poor Ziggy. He still loves me though, so it's okay.
He went nuts when I got in the car.
Did he?
Ballistic, biting my face, like eating it, licking me.
I always want to know like what his aim is when he jumps on your face.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I never understand. Anyways, that's a few other updates. But the next time you listen to this, Tori will probably have the next time you get updates, Tori would have announced what she's done, and I will be in my new house.
Yeah.
Wild scenes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Today we've decided we've done this once
Similar,
before.
not with these.
Yeah. We just had questions.
With that we made
But
up.
we've got the Rise and Conquer connection cards. Georgie, who owns Rise and Conquer, has 2 of these decks. So we've done one before, not on the pod, but like with our friends. We do them all the time. Oh,
sorry.
Yep. We'll just throw them around.
It
Give me half and you have half.
Okay. So are we going to ask each other the same question?
I think like you ask me, I ask you. But if someone has something to say,
Yeah.
then you can say it.
I agree.
I'm just
Or
gonna
else
give
we
them
just
a
keep
shuffle.
repeating ourselves.
So these are like cards you can literally buy on their website, Rise and Conquer. This is not sponsored, by the way. We just genuinely love them. And we got them
For an event.
like 2 years ago now.
But also if you came to our event last year, you would have gotten these.
Yes, if you came to our event last year, you would have done it with our community. But we will sit there with our best friends for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in ages.
I know, that'd be so fun. I actually did it with Cade when we travelled too.
Yes, you did.
It's so fun.
All right. Wow, I'm so excited. I didn't feel like going deep, but now I do.
Okay, I could tell because you're changing and I was like, I do not feel like talking about the other topic that you wanted. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I know. All right, I'll go first. Where are you not showing up and how would you like to?
Okay. I'm probably not showing up in my routine. I know I can make a structured routine, but I just don't stick to it. But I think I'm like telling myself that I'm not sticking to it because I'm moving. You know, when you're in between that season and you're like, I'm just going to wait. But goddamn, you can still do the normal things.
Yeah, and it's like again, like I said literally a few weeks ago or last week, like it's never the right time to start. Like just because you're moving house in a week and a half doesn't mean you can't keep that structure, have the few moving days and then get back into it. It's just like it's never going to be the right time, so just make it fucking happen. Did you see the quote up on my story this morning?
I did see it, but I don't think I read it.
I was just side note, listening back to our reels. We speak really fast.
We're just like, but how good is that? You don't even have to speed us up. We just get through the point.
Taylor still speeds us up.
That's crazy.
Okay, so my quote this morning, if my phone decides to load. So sorry, I took a lot of photos on the plane. Here we go. Okay. Never miss twice. Skip a habit, cool, that can happen. Skip it twice, that's how chaos starts. Example, skip the gym on Monday, show up on Tuesday with no excuses. 1 bad day is fine, 2 is a pattern. And I was just like, you know what? It's
Facts.
so true because
did read
people
that.
have 1 bad day and then they let it scramble on into the rest of the week. Like, have 1 bad day, we all do, we're human.
Yeah.
But get up and show up again tomorrow.
Yeah. The thing with me though is like I still do everything in the day, but it goes back and forth. I think what I'm not showing
It's
up
like
is sticking.
chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not. I want to stick to a training routine. I don't have. You will never
Like a
see
training
me,
time, you mean?
Yes. You'll never see me train at the same time ever. And I want to find one that works best with me. And I don't know if this is like answering the question, but I honestly think that it's just my routine, sticking to it. I can do my habits every single day. I obviously have no choice, but just that consistency.
I feel the same. I'm still trying to figure out because I train 4 hours a night. I still want to do my PT gym, but I don't want to be exhausted
Why?
for training.
With your 50 sets of squat jumps.
Yeah, so when that gets increased, I'm like, I really don't need to be training.
No.
And plus, that's 4 hours out of my day I'm missing of work. So I'm just spending the day on my laptop working. But it's like I love to I miss the gym. So I'm just trying to figure that out. And like I still feel like I haven't found a structure in Melbourne. Like I'm getting there. But yeah, it's just a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go.
What is your favourite physical feature about yourself?
Jeez Louise, not my feet, let me tell you that.
Have you ever seen Tori's toes?
No, everyone at Acro was giving me shit about them. Anyway, favorite physical feature, shoulders.
Yeah.
And my brows and lashes.
They are slow.
Yeah, thanks. What decision in your life is being held back from fear and how could you overcome that fear?
Are these all like directed at me? They're trying to get me to an answer. Fear would probably be, can you ask it one more time?
What decision in your life is being held back from fear and how can you overcome that fear?
I think this question I've actually done in the past 2 weeks. So I'm going to go off what it was. I used to be like, not scared, but I like did not know how to grow my business and I was scared to grow because I just like, when I get stressed, I get so overwhelmed and it's not good for anyone. It's not good for myself. So I kind of hold myself back from being stressed and overwhelmed because it's easier to stay comfortable. So my decision to hire my business mentor was a step in that direction to be able to get on top of it, actually move forward in my business, and it's helped so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't like that question. What do you think other people appreciate you for?
Wow. I would, oh, Jesus Christ. I would say this is so hard. Potentially like my, like level of, I can't find the right word, like a better word, like enthusiasm for like other people's goals. Like I really want to see people like succeed, like sometimes too much.
Yeah.
That I try and like push them to like, because I can see how they can make it happen, and then I'm like,
it's like Cade.
I just want to see someone succeed so bad. Like whether it's Acro or best friends, I'm just like, you can do it. Like you would believe in yourself.
True, actually, from what you're telling me about like some other students at your gym, I'm like, I would not give a fuck about what they're doing. I would have been like, good luck to you.
Yeah, sometimes I have to be like, okay, not my problem. Like I just need to like step back. And maybe, I don't know, just the fact that I'm like there for my loved ones when they need it.
Yeah.
What ritual do you find most sacred?
I'd probably say like my morning beach walk. It's definitely the thing that makes me feel the most grounded.
Yeah. And even like there's so many days where I just like, I can't be fucked going for a walk, but I always feel better
Every time.
Yeah, literally.
Mine's always, I can never going for a walk and talk with a friend, ever. Like if I'm booked that in, I probably don't want to go. The second I'm there, feel a million times better.
Yeah, I know.
What is one of your traits that has gotten you furthest in life?
I would say my spontaneity or my risk taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight away. Your biggest passion?
Bodybuilding.
Yeah, okay. I was really interested in that one.
What else would you think I would say?
Well, I just didn't know if it was going to be like bodybuilding or like podcast in terms of like inspiring others, like community wise.
Yeah, it's bodybuilding. Is my passion. Like if I had to choose, like let's say if I could make $1 million a year and I had to choose how to make that $1 million, like if it was my coaching, if it was a podcast, or if it was like competing, it'd be competing.
What would mine be? That's a really cool question.
I reckon yours would be this.
Podcasting?
Yeah.
Yeah, or you. I was
or
gonna say
socials.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm having an absolute crisis.
Yeah, you
in.
haven't told me. Okay,
we'll just wait.
Debrief after,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I want to speak about that on the pod, but I need to process it first. So
yeah,
anyway.
you need to unpack it.
How do you feel about change and does it scare you or excite you?
Not one for change. I don't love it. I don't know why. I feel like I'm getting better with change, but it has to come from me. If someone else implements that change,
She freaks out.
I freak out.
See you later.
It is the most minor thing. Like if I push something back by 5 minutes, it's fine. If someone else pushes something back by 5 minutes, my world is over. But like that's like so minute. But like if we're thinking about bigger equations, I don't like change.
Yes, she doesn't.
What's something you want to do in the next year that you've never done before?
Get engaged. Something that I've never done before.
Get engaged, get pregnant, get another dog.
Holy shit. Something that I've never done before.
Podiumed.
Podium? I have podium before.
Not at this World's.
No. Oh, I honestly don't know. I feel like my head's in like so many different directions. Like, I honestly can't even answer this question. I think about travel, but I'm like, I'm going to travel. Like, I'm going to do it. I don't know. I think like something with Jackson, but like.
How good at like experiences with other people for the first time. Like when you're experiencing something like with someone else, I just find that like
I can't wait to go to Japan with Jackson, like both of our first time. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. No, that's morbid. I don't like it. What are you normalizing something to your detriment?
These are all like so interesting. What am I normalizing? Probably
not getting enough sleep.
The thing is I'm so confused at my recovery right now.
Okay, interesting.
I know. Sorry, that's another time. I'm really passionate about that one. I'm getting 8 hours. Like, yes, I've been getting up at 5:30, but we go to sleep at 9 now. So I'm real confused.
I don't.
Yeah, you're like finishing training at that time. I would say I'm normalizing going on my phone in the morning. It's a detriment to the rest of the day. I find if I do that, I go on my phone easier throughout the other day.
I've been the same. And I'm not on my phone in the morning. But in Melbourne I am, and I don't like it.
I sent Anna Archer's story to Tori the other day, last night, and it was 7:30 p.m. and she had her screen time on her phone 1 hour and 40 minutes. I'm like,
I don't get it.
That's done by 8 a.m. for me.
I simply don't get it.
I also do work on my phone.
Yeah, so but like so does she. Yeah, I don't really understand that one.
Yeah.
Is it mine or yours?
I think she has 2 phones. I think she does.
Maybe she has surely.
Anyways, yeah. My turn.
Yep.
What qualities do you admire most in the 5 people closest to you?
Oh, jeez. Determination. Consistency. Wait, how many? What is it?
It says, what qualities do you admire in the 5 people closest to you? So it's like, Jackson, what do you admire the most about him? What do you admire the most about myself?
Yeah. I'd say determination, consistency. You're
still not answering the question.
Oh, you want me to say the people?
Yeah, and what you admire about that person.
Oh, okay. Jackson. Yeah. We're getting specific, guys.
Consistency.
I would say his determination to build business and like make it happen for himself. For you, I would say your consistency throughout just like gym training life. Honestly, I'd say Cade in like his networking and his fucking negotiating and like boss moves. My mum in her free will.
I love she bought a van.
She bought a van, guys. No, honestly though, I've given her so much shit for it, but she has wanted to buy a Winnebago since as long as I can remember her telling me from a young age. Like, she loves it. So good on her.
Yeah.
Like her free-spirited, carefree, whatever. How many more do I have? One more person.
Our whole group has 5 people in it. I was like, oh.
I would say like in our group as general is just like to like support each other no matter what we're going through.
Yeah. So.
Oh, me. If you could be in a room with an expert of any topic, what would it be? Okay, well, we know it would be bodybuilding. Who would it be?
I'm trying to think. An expert. I don't think it would be.
Oh, interesting.
I think it would be Stephen Bartlett.
That's so interesting because if you could have anything that you get $1 million from, you'd choose bodybuilding, but you're going to choose a business expert to be in a room with.
So, here's my thought process around that.
Okay.
Bodybuilding's my passion, but I think that's my passion, but I also have another side to me that's business. I feel like I'm quite like the value I can get from someone telling me about bodybuilding is like, yes, it's going to be interesting, but at the end of the day, it's basically just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So like, you mean if you could get paid for bodybuilding and do it for the rest of your life, you would.
Yeah.
But like, it's your passion in terms of like it's what you enjoy the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think Stephen Bartlett, because he has the most information, because from speaking to people and just like a very smart person with investor, I think also low-key like Alex Cooper.
Yeah, honestly.
You know what I
slay.
mean? Yeah.
Can't wait to interview her one day.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, you go.
Do you think what you are doing daily is supporting your evolution?
That's really funny.
Questions are going hard.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Obviously, I have moved back to Melbourne to compete in Acro. Do I think that's supporting my future and my career? Not necessarily, because I'm not going down the route of coaching Acro anymore. I do also agree in the sense of like Acro is a passion of mine in the sense that I am doing this for me, and like when I'm at training, I'm in my element. Like I love that sport so much, and obviously moving away from like the life I want to build and I have been building is like kind of a spanner. And like a lot of people are probably like, why the fuck has she done that? But like a lot of people do get it as well. But then equally there's the opportunity that has come up with moving to Melbourne, which would have happened either way. But being in Melbourne, I think just made it a little bit easier, a little bit more
For everyone involved.
for everyone. So like there's things that probably wouldn't have evolved the way they have. But equally just like the experience of doing long distance again, the experience of managing business like in a different state, like just all many different things. As much as some things don't align, it also aligns in a lot of ways. And like obviously I'm learning so many things from it as well.
Yeah, that's a good
So
answer.
no and yes. What is your biggest goal in life?
I think like you can go surface level, or you can go like not surface level, but you can go superficial, or you can go like wholesome. I think I'm going to give you both.
Okay.
I think wholesome is to honestly have a healthy, happy family. Marriage is like, I don't know why, but divorce terrifies me. And I think I've said that multiple times. Even if you're unhappy, I'm like, oh, that's just so much admin. I don't know if I can mentally do that. Anyways, not that that's going to happen, touch wood.
Yeah.
But I definitely think healthy, happy family. And then I think more of a superficial type answer would be to own a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah. Slay.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Where do you feel most at peace in your life?
On the couch with Jackson and Ziggy. Yeah. And I think like had asked me that like last year, it'd be a different answer of like probably at the beach or like something like that. But like now it's just like the small things. Like forget everything else. If I'm there, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know? What is your biggest personal asset that you think will get you the furthest in life?
When I want to do something, I'll do it. So my like consistency and discipline to actually do something hard, I will always do it if I want to.
Yes.
If I don't want to do it, I won't do it because I don't care enough.
Yeah.
And like I'm openly saying that like, for example, I get shit all the time for not keeping my room clean, right? I wouldn't call that discipline because I'm not trying to keep my room clean. I actually don't care. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when I want to do something, I will absolutely
me
do
at
it
school.
so
Like,
consistently.
I'm not going to do art because I don't care to make a pillowcase. You know what I mean?
Right? Whereas I care to make an impression and be the teacher's pet, so I would have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your turn.
Do you feel like you are doing what you were meant to do? Do you feel like you are doing what you were put on this earth to do? Why not?
Yeah. I think everything I'm doing is leading to like what I want to do, because I still think there's a lot of things like that we have said we want to do for the podcast and stuff. And it's one thing that I think was meant to be started this week that hasn't been done yet, but we can go over that later.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
But I think like going back to Acro has again helped me grow in another sense of athlete life, to help me do something that I still think I want to do, which is kind of outside of everything that I do right now, which is interesting. But I think I knew at some point when I left Acro, like I knew I wasn't done. And so I do think like everything happens for a reason. And I got that tattoo because of my career of Acro, and now it's like full circle moment. I'm back in there finishing it off for myself. And like I said, whether I do worlds or not, or whether I finish on a podium or not, like I've been able to go back, make positive memories, feel so good in the sport, love every day of training, and like just want to push myself. So even if they were like, you're done tomorrow, I'd be like, I actually feel okay with that.
Yeah.
Like I actually feel like I've enjoyed it, made good memories, healed so much of that I'm like, okay,
You're good now.
I'm good with it no matter how it ends up.
Nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
What makes you feel powerless?
Powerless. Ooh. I think when someone, and this happens on the daily, so that's so interesting, when someone mocks me.
That happens quite a lot through the day.
All the time.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I feel like it just makes you so like, I feel like insignificant and like stupid.
Yeah.
Also, I hate when someone calls me stupid.
Yes.
That doesn't really happen, but I'm like, if that happens, that is a no. Honestly, that's probably the only thing that really makes me feel powerless.
That's a good one.
I don't think I care about not knowing something, but it's like mocking, which happens all the time from literally every single person in my life. So, but it's like a joking way.
Yeah.
Oh, my turn.
Yep.
What is something in your life you're blaming someone else for? How could you take responsibility back?
Nothing on the top of my head. Again, I feel like because I've come back to a position of like, I'm the first person to take responsibility for myself.
Yeah.
Like if something's wrong, if I was to blame something or someone, I'm quick to be like, Tori, settle the fuck down.
Yeah.
Pull yourself back into line, because the quickest way to success in any area of life is taking responsibility for your own actions.
Yeah.
So I think whether that be sport, business, life, friendships, relationships, you're going to move faster. So nothing off the top of my head. Yeah. I want to ask this one. Do you think people's success relates to their privilege?
Majority of the time. I do. I think you had those incredible people who have come from absolutely nothing, and those are the most inspiring people in the world. But I do agree that 100% your privilege growing up does help you succeed in life. In many ways, like even from your parents, like they don't have to be super successful, but if you've had a really good upbringing, you're going to learn so many traits early on, how to save money, how to invest money. If you haven't been brought up with parents who, let's say, don't earn much money or don't do anything with their money, you're not going to know until many years later on in life. So you're that like one step behind, and you have to get ahead earlier.
Yeah, I feel like it comes down to like the person and like what they're willing to do to get to their success.
But I do think it does help. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have a behavior or activity you typically do when trying to avoid something?
Probably go quiet and internalize. I internalize a lot.
Yeah, it's like when you put your close friend story up the other day, I'm like, you would have known I was crying before I started crying. And then you were on your story crying. I was like, why the fuck is this girl crying?
Well, because I was like, I don't even know. I was just like, I'm not ready to talk about it, but you can all know I'm crying. I don't think there's an activity. Probably one thing that I would love to do is like drive at night in the car with loud music on.
That is a vibe.
And internalize everything else. If money wasn't an issue, how would you spend your time?
Very similar to how I am now.
Yeah.
But I think I would travel a lot more.
Yeah.
And honestly, just travel. Yeah, more. Yeah. Do you know what move you could make to have your dream life?
Yep.
What is it?
Well, I mean, it's hard because I know to speed things up would be moving back home.
Yeah.
Like as soon as possible. But in the same breath, I don't want to regret anything.
Yeah.
And I know for what I'm doing right now is never going to happen again. Once I have kids, once I move back here, like it's done. Chapter's closed. So it's like when I'm finished, I feel like I'll know.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, no matter how that looks, I'm so excited for the next chapter of my life because I think once this chapter's closed, that next chapter is a big one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We both have 3 cards left.
Wow. That's crazy.
Also, look at the difference between how we've placed our cards. Mine's scattered on the bench and Tori's is in a nice little thing.
Oh, gosh. Do you run away or into challenges?
Run away.
I run head first. This is why we work well.
Do you feel like you're living in your purpose?
I just feel like you asked me that.
Yeah, I feel like I've asked you a few of these very similar ones.
Yes.
My last two are very similar to what I've asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is most unique and special about yourself?
I would say like my optimism and my lightheartedness. I would say that's like one of my unique traits, is like my bubbly, lightheartedness type energy. Mm-hmm. What was the other part to that?
Your most unique special thing.
I think that's unique. I think special is my empathy I have for others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you believe there's a higher power?
Yeah. I feel like we've gone into that.
Yeah. God
recently.
or spirits?
I don't know. Are we adding the universe? Or are we like...
the universe is added.
Well, okay, interesting. I've always been a universe person. Mm. But I feel like our group's dabbled into a bit of God recently.
They have.
And I liked when Riley spoke about like believing there's a God is like believing you're speaking to someone up there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Whereas universe, it's kind of like as a whole.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just the way you look at it. I've never been like religious or anything, but I've always like, I'm a universe person. I'm an energy person. But yeah, I do think there's someone up there.
Kate is a God person.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, my final one is, what is your greatest achievement in life?
Whoa.
I think we should both answer this.
Yeah, I think so too. My greatest achievement, I think, would be I think I've got 3 things.
Okay, go.
Would be competing at Worlds for cheerleading. I think that was a really big achievement. I think graduating my university degree.
Yep.
That I no longer use. It still served a great purpose. I think also a really big achievement that's got me far in my life is pivoting away from what I didn't want to do and what I'm doing. So for example, stopping my marketing job and going into like coaching. I think that was like an achievement itself, like actually being able to have the guts to stop that and trust myself to start an online business.
Yeah.
Moving to Gold Coast, saying a few things. Yeah, I would say those combined.
Yeah. I would say mine is going to Worlds as well, Worlds and World Cup. Getting myself to where I am now after like what I've been through. Mm-hmm. And just my relationship and my friendships.
That is a great achievement.
Yeah.
Nice. The last one I've already asked. It was what was your most desirable trait? Oh. I feel like they have very similar wordings in some of them.
Slay. So maybe you got some inspo, whether you can ask yourself these questions in a journal. Because honestly, I feel like I should take these home and like journal on them. Or have the conversation with your friends, like go back on the podcast, write them down, and then have the conversation with your friends. I feel like it's such a good way to go deeper with your partner or your friends or your family, and just get curious. One thing that Cooper said in the workshop last night was, how did he word it? Something about like stop talking and get more curious. Like whether that's with yourself or relationships in your life, get more curious.
I was about to say something. I want to do, there's another set of cards I want to get that are like way more intense. And I reckon that would be fun to with us like Chaos Girls on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because that would get deep.
Yeah.
I reckon that would be fun. And I think
it would be like telling about, but why? We'd need like a 2-hour podcast.
No, I reckon we could.
We should just sit in here, but like make it comfy and just like buckle in. Like we do on the couch.
I reckon.
All right, let's do it.
I reckon.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We just love you guys so much. We have a pretty big announcement coming in a month or two.
Maybe like June, July, they said we can start teasing.
And it comes with a few parts. So like it's going to be very exciting.
True.
Yeah. But nonetheless, weekly episodes. We've now got the mini episodes coming out on Thursday, which is a mixture of like repeats and snippets from the weekly episode or just past episodes.
That Tori and I are currently debating.
But just a mixture.
Yeah,
I feel like a mixture works. Yeah. But just like basically an extra episode on Thursday plus some really fun series in the works for you guys as well.
Do you have like a starting date?
I'm waiting on one person to get back to me.
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
So it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah.
But
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Fun.
Love it so much. Love you guys so much and we'll be back in your ears on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.